What is up, everybody? I'm NoLexGiven here with some more Fairtytale Fables, and as you can see, I am almost at 2,000 rating. I am currently still an apprentice wordsmith, whatever that means, but with this game, as long as I get third place or more, fourth almost gets me there too. But as long as I get third, second, or first, I will be at 2,000 rating after this game, which will rank me up. And I am slowly but surely climbing up the ladder here. I don't think there's anything like super important to talk about in any of the games I played. I did try out some new things. That's part of the reason I did not win every single game that I played. And then one game, somebody started like knocking on the front door halfway through the game and trying to sell me something, and I lost a turn or two. But there is, I also tried out some new strategies. Angels seems really strong. Tried some evil stuff. I've mostly just been like polywoggling or chameleoning, and then wherever the chameleon takes me is where I go, which is generally how I liked to play Storybook Brawl, with True Love's Kisses and things like that, letting those decide my fate. Two of my favorite plays in the game are trying to triple a chameleon and then using XP. And one commenter, I meant to look this up before the video, but somebody let me know in the comments like, hey, that spell that you never take that gives you 2 XP and you lose the XP if you roll, it can actually be kind of fun with chameleon. And I kind of almost made that happen one game. Let's take a look at what these are, and then I will see if there's anything else I want to talk about. You start with 1 Ascendance. Oh, it's Gwen! The first time you reach 8 HP, you get another Ascendance? Oh, hot doggy. Okay, and Little Match Girl. Each round, the first time you reach 0 gold, you get 2 free rolls. No, I don't like that. I want to play double Gwen. Yes, please? Thank you very much. Smiling Sprout, I've actually really liked. The fact that it scales in attack as well is quite good. But the other thing that is really fun about Smiling Sprout, and I could just upgrade it right now, but it's the fact that you can transfer all of these stats. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to get another one later. Probably. Possibly. But it's the fact that you can transfer all of these stats so easily with that endgame spell that I think that is really strong. So let's look at comments that I have responded to. Okay, yeah, it was MTAR. Said that there is some use for that spell. So I will definitely consider that a little bit. Though we already blew our Ascendant, so like I'm not going to go super crazy. I was kind of just debating if I wanted to like throw Minor Potion on the Smiling Sprout already. And I think it's fine for lack of a better idea here. I might have rather picked up the Short Sword, but this is fine. At the very least, we are not losing any early fights with that. What I was getting at is my 2 favorite plays in Storybook Brawl are Polywoggle, activate it, and the other one being Nyan Sea Terror, which in this game I think is called like Narcissus, tripling that and then using a True Love's Kiss on it, which is called New You in this game. So both of those are really plays that are up my alley. Like, the Dwarfy becomes a pretty real card once I've got 2 short swords, but I am probably going to sell through the short swords, but I think this is still fine, and then could even see doing something like this. Could actually also see this being a little bit better. Oh, I do get a free roll here. Not going to use it because I'm not going to lock going into 3.0. I can't imagine. The swords give me a little bit more econ flexibility to not lock because I could pick up 2 level 3 cards right now. Oh, look at that. 7 damage onto Brother Pig. Or no, this is Pig Entrepreneur. Okay, so there are 2 pigs. I was kind of curious about that. And I like me a Pirate Gunner. Snow White's just okay. I think I might go like Pirate Gunner and Shield Page hanging on to Elaine. Yeah, I'll throw in a roll here at the end. Don't hate Angel Guardian or Guardian Angel. Did try Young Kappa once, wasn't super impressed. I do think Crew Member can be good as well, especially with this Shield Page setup. And the Pirate Gunner, sure, I'll keep the Pirate Gunner, or whatever it's called. This one's called Pirate Gunner, right? Yeah, I'll keep that other thing, though. I think that that's fine, even if I'm not sure if I got that lock in time. Let's see, did I? I did. So Crew Member, that's what it's called. Figured it's good because I already have a space left over here. So we could certainly make the Crew Member work, and then maybe I'd want to do like something like this, because I want Pirate Gunner to die first. And maybe I just do this, though. Let's throw in a roll, and then we do have the opportunity to go Young Yellowbark with a double Shield Page setup. That's pretty good. Might see you locking for Chameleon for next turn as well. And then there is another Crew Member, which I think would supplement that pickup next turn. So what do I want this turn is the question. Well, Yellowbark doesn't play with the Crew Member. I guess let's play Chameleon and buff up the Chameleon and then lock into this. Might be cutting Crew Member here, just putting in a lane and playing the Young Yellowbark. I could certainly see that being the case. One thing that's awkward is, like, by using the early Knighthood, I am not setting myself up to hit 8 health anytime soon and get that second Ascendance. But that's probably fine. Elaine did get the buff here, so let's take a look at like what something like this might look like. Yeah, and then this would just be a Yellowbark in here with all of that stuff. Potentially throwing the sword there so that way these Shield Pages don't attack. Chameleon gets the buff. Circle gets the square. We'll freshen up. Turn a character good and give it 3. Can you use this on something? No. Okay. And you doesn't look like you can use it on a neutral character either. So, oh, it says turn an evil character good. It literally says that. Just cannot read. So, a second Pirate Gunner to keep pumping up the Chameleon. I told y'all, Chameleon is just something that I like to do. So I think we might go for this. And now I'll just have my spread on everything. So that way everything has a reasonable chance of getting pumped up here. And if we see that spell that can deal 1 damage to everything, definitely want to pick that up. It will pump up the Shield Pages, which is a little bit awkward. Ooh, Pirate Gunner staying alive is also a little bit silly. But that's fine. Might want to start thinking about getting the Chameleon in here now. A triple for Shield Page would also be reasonable. And then another thing that I really like to find on this turn is the guy that pumps up your shop. Where's that guy at? Alright, kind of an awkward turn here. An awkward 4.0. But I'll pick up the Shield Page. I think that that's fine. 1 extra mana, evil, 4 spells. 1 extra mana really does not do much for me. So I think I'll take Merlin's Tower, because I am casting a spell this turn. I'm casting the Minor Potion here. And maybe this turns into something interesting. I'll put the buff on the Crew Member this turn, though not super excited to be utilizing my Pirate Gunners this turn specifically. Mostly just going to try to get through with the Chameleon. Should have looked and saw what my opponent's board is to see if this Chameleon could slay against the front line. Actually, it looks like it is very likely to slay against my opponent's back line with this cat box here. Chameleon does not get the slay, unfortunately. And we lose. We take a bunch of damage there, unfortunately. So let's see what this player's up against. Yeah. So Chameleon slays against every single one of those characters. Let's get Chameleon in here then for sure. I think I can do better than Sweet Oranges. Let's roll. This is not terrible. But I think I can do better than that still, too. Alright, did not hit a second Chameleon here either. Bookmage is reasonably strong. I also think Radiant Fairy to go along with these Pirate Gunners could be good. The thing is, Bookmage is good with Yellow Bark. But if I'm going to play Bookmage, I'm going to cut the Yellow Bark. But I think that Radiant Fairy might still be reasonable here. So let's do that and roll again. Then I will finish off the turn by... Oh, you know what? I forgot. I actually wanted to get these buffs on Radiant Fairy. I forgot that I said that. So let's go back into this mode. Got everything in perfect placement before the end of it there. And if I lose a fight, then I get another Ascendance. It's not that bad of a deal. Unfortunately, the Chameleon not going to be slaying again on this one, but does look like I should make it out of here with a win. So all is fair. Do have to remember that after one more spell, yeah, Chameleon we're cutting here unless we can find an XP spell this turn. I think I do this or this. I do one of these two things because now my next spell double casts. Not going to do it on this. Can't do it on anything heavy. Here we go. Destroy a character to gain 1 XP. I do believe this will work. It says draining, but it doesn't say heavy. So I do believe we can double cast that, and now I can play the Chameleon again. And I will probably just continue to keep Radiant Fairy on the bench. Could take a lane or could roll twice now that I'm level 5. And here is a Narcissus plus another Short Sword. So, Chameleon gets the slay here. We could use the Ascendance to take it all the way. And then we'll also have Narcissus, the other thing that I like to do. Chameleon seems set up well enough to try to slay here that I'm going to go for it. I do think this should be a win, though this could actually be pretty close, this fight. Let's see. All right, Chameleon gets the slay. Beautiful, baby. Beautiful. And then can Smiling Sprout bring us home? Looks like it can. Very nice. Chameleon gives me an Archdemon. Do not hate it. We've got a decent amount of evil things as well. We've got a few not evil things. But that's okay. Triple for Pirate. Maybe allows me to put Shield Page back in it. Plus another Short Sword. So many Short Swords. I don't know how important level 3 treasures are. I think that like the treasure map in this game is a level 4 treasure. So I'm going to roll. This is my last turn on level 5, and I'd love to hit a Narcissus, which I do. So let's just do that. Slays go again. If you have 2 characters of the same level, upgrade your last character for the fight. I think that's pretty good with an evil comp, which is what I'm reasonably set up well for. Celestial Harp also kind of great. No, Celestial Harp is crazy good with this. Yeah, that's better. Alright, I'll take the Harp. Harp now makes this insane too. I kind of want to put the Radiant Fairy back in my hand to continue to scale. Yeah, I mean, I'm not losing these fights anytime soon, right? Like, this was a huge power spike. If anything, I might want to, like, play down a character or two so that I can get a free Ascendance. Oh, I didn't take away my buff, did I? I did! I took away my buff at the last second because I added another level 2 character. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. Lesson learned. You're back in it, baby. Okay, that's funny that I still crushed even with that. This is just a cheap level 6 character because it's going to Slay. So I think this is worth playing. Worth playing for? You got it. You got it. Could hero power, but no, because I like... this is the guy I was talking about, Tomorrow's Tailor. I like my hero power until I lose again. I think another Radiant Fairy is pretty reasonable here too. It's only my second 4, so it plays. I can kind of cut the Pirate Gunners for a moment. I think with how much gold I have, I want to find another good 6 this turn. Alright, and Good Boy is actually a good 6, but it might be a bad 6. Like, it's good, so it might be bad with evil. But I think I'm just going to play a combination good and evil board for right now. As silly as this seems, I think that this is actually just the way to get the most stats onto the board, which is the most important thing to be doing right now. One evil character can still summon 3 Demon Harbingers in its place. Good Boy gives plus, it's basically a 40-40. Actually a little bit bigger than that even. Chameleon does not get the Slay, but yeah, Good Boy's 13-13 that then gives plus 39, so it's a 50. It's 50 worth of stats. That's kind of crazy, and with the fact that 13 go on the Radiant Fairy too, it's actually 60 plus stats. So yeah, we can't turn that one down, unfortunately. We're going to do a little hybrid good and evil here. This will be my second 3. So it plays, but it is tough to fit it in. So I think I'm going to not... Well, now I regret it because I could have tripled. Alright, let's pick it up then so that way I don't regret it when I find yet another one. That's spell number 1. Should have checked before I picked that up. Another Archdemon, eh? The part that I like the most about this is that when I buy it, I take a damage. But I think Good Boy is going to be a better route for me, ultimately. I'm not going to give up just this synergy, but I don't think I need to go into it further than that. Alrighty, and now I can take all of these stats and throw them on Good Boy. That's how it works, apparently. Beautiful. And now I can play Shield Page. Oh, okay. Upgraded characters, I guess, can just hold 2 items now. Oh, and here's an interesting question. Do I go Nero Good Boy? You know, I don't think that I need to. Especially because that turns off my harp. And would be bad. Here's a new U for Narcissus. You know what? Let's just cast it now. Okay, that does make me lose my only evil character. And I'll need to find some angels. But this is still a pretty powerful board, and you know what? If it isn't, we're going to be okay. Because we're going to get another Ascendance. I do find another Archdemon, which is pretty powerful in of itself. Can they take down my Good Boy? Holy moly, please, thank you. Please unlock my board, and thank you. Cat Choir, quite large, and they take out a lane, which is a bummer, but the Unyielding will allow me to grab a tie there ultimately. Next spell, triples, or doubles, I mean. This is heavy, though, and I can triple the Archdemon. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to go into Angels, but Angels are an awkward comp in that they do turn off the harp. So we really do have to think about if this is good enough that I want to get rid of Good Boy, and I think I want to hang out with the harp. Might be wrong. Might prove to be a mistake. Okay, this is another great 4. Even though there are some Angels on 4, and I do want to fill these slots out to be Angels. Could flip the Angelic Commander, but I think I'm good with it. No, definitely hanging on to my hero powers. This Dying Breath, it is. I can't double cast this, but throwing the Fire Rune onto the Good Boy is a pretty big game, but you know what? I think I gotta roll past it. Here's another Good Boy, at which point I am just giving up on the harp. You know what? I think for right now I actually give up on Angelic Commander is what I do. Oh, that would double cast? I don't think that's worth it. Yeah, we're just going to not play Angelic Commander for a combat. And if we get to either we triple the Good Boys, or we get to a point where we just have a critical mass of level 6 cards, then we just say, okay, the harp isn't worth it at that point, and that's fine. I was hoping that the Radiant Fairies could die and throw the stats onto the Chameleon. Chameleon's just not going to slay, so I think we're just going to cut the Chameleon at this point. It's a bunch of stats. This is a pretty reasonable 5 for Good Boy, but my front line is already looking pretty large. Okay, that's nice. And yeah, this is where we might get to the point where it's just worth it to play a bunch of tier 6 things. Let's see what treasure we find here. Random combat spell is fine at this stage of the game. I'll grab another Angelic Commander here, and then I will look to pick up this Archangel as well. So I've got to sell 3 things to get that in, and that is just going to be... I mean, I do have to double check and make sure that I really do think that this is worth doing here. Could go into, like, Sir Galahad as well, which makes up for not having the Celestial Harp. This says ranged, though, right? Yeah, it does. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. I don't think I already got second, regardless of what happens here. So it's not the worst thing in the world if this doesn't work out, but I think that this could be a fun comp here. And it looks like I'm set up really well to continually slay against this board, even though it is not a super... even though my Good Boys aren't that strong, I think I'm pretty likely to be slaying here. Could Rummage... Oh, did I just double cast a free roll? I'll lock onto Rummage, that's fine. This could just very well be the last combat of the game, and you know what? I'll play this. I think a backline ranged character might be better than a little bit more health. I can see it going either way, though. But yeah, what's nice is we are going to get these... Oh no, Good Boy did not slay. Second Good Boy might have slayed, I'm not sure. But Angelic Commander is slaying now, so they're all pumping each other up. And it's good enough for the time being. Now Good Boy dies, now we're getting in some slays, real big Angelic Commander, and now here's just some more kitties for me to poop on, and just totally farm my opponent here. Are they even going to break through my front line? seems unlikely they are not. So we hit them for, I think that was 11 down to 13. And if my opponent beats me in any of these fights, we get a free knighthood, which is kind of crazy. A free ascendance. Might just cast a fully expensive ascendance here, though, because I do think it's probably worth it. Didn't keep around any evil things, but that's alright. Let's just make that good boy big. And then another angelic commander here. We can sell out of some of these short swords and pick that up. I don't know if we ever buy these Neros. I think it seems too complicated. Yeah, I think I just sell all of this stuff, buy another angelic commander. I would be interested in the size potion, but not worth locking for. And literally cannot sell any more things. I'd sell this harp if I could, but unfortunately they're not going to let me sell the harp, so we're going to go into it with this. And yeah, my opponent has to change around their entire comp so that we can't get these early slays, and that's just not happening. So by the time they eventually start to, they need to frontline this and cut all the other stuff. They're done scaling. So that's the only way that they're going to have a shot, and honestly, I think it's too late. But they need to replace all of their cat-related things with scam, and then deny me any ability to slay. Otherwise, yeah, they are just always losing hard. Another hit for 11 will put them down to 2. So they do still have a shot to make something happen here. Just looking for angels, I think. Oh, calling all angels. Seems good. I will probably replace the harp. Front row characters have a bunch of stats. Or my characters get +8, +16. I think I'd rather just guarantee that slay, huh? So let's throw this in, cut that, and now I'm just looking for any angel. Any angel you've ever seen. If I do this, yeah, that's such a good free spell, because now whatever other spell I find, I can double cast. It's almost worth it. Probably is worth it, but I want to make sure I find an angel, is the problem. I don't hate the Proud Corgi, but I really, really need me an angel, and here's an angel I can sell out of a short sword. Okay. Alrighty then. I will sell one more short sword, pick up an archangel, and you have to backline your archangels. It's just it keeps the commander alive if you frontline the commander. So there we go. And we'll see if my opponent came up with anything here. I feel like I hit a pretty reasonable power spike this turn. So I think this is going to be a first place finish into 2K, but let's not count out the king yet. Did they tech against me? No, they did not. They did not. Might be a bot. Could certainly be a bot here, which is never going to be able to tech against me. And that's one of the interesting elements about, I can't tell. I've got no way to tell other than, I guess, going to twitch.tv/VVVapor and seeing if Vapor is live. Maybe I'll do that after I'm done recording this one, seeing if they are a real opponent. But either way, there is a pretty commanding victory. I do feel a little bit awkward because my last video was on Fire Mage, right? And then the previous one was the Good Boy one. Okay, so I don't feel that bad then. What I was going to say is, I haven't just been playing Good Boy. I've been experimenting playing a whole bunch of different stuff. I think the thing that I'm the least comfortable with is stars, but I've tried out some with attack. I tried out a food comp. That was really fun because I got the guy that said, So it's like when you hit level 4, you get a tier 5 treasure, and then I got the drum that gives me dramatic entrances. I believe all of that makes sense. Maybe there was like, because I feel like the drum might be a level 6 treasure, so maybe I did some other funky stuff in there, but I did that, and then I had a pretty cool food comp put together. This is, I think, a more straightforward comp. I think I've maybe played this in a video before. If not, then cool. Getting to show it off, but I think this comp is really strong and easily translates over from Storybook Brawl knowledge because it is just Good Boy. However, this game you also have the benefit of being able to scale up a happy little tree and then just easily transfer all of those stats onto either Good Boy or Radiant Fairy, and that is a massive, massive way to just be able to easily take over the lobby. So there you go. There is Good Boy Angels. For today, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.